Good morning. So there's always these intuitive hits that I personally get, and we all get them. What would it be like if we trusted those darn intuitive hits all of the time? What kind of liberation and what kind of abundance would we have if we could just tap in and trust into that intuitive hit? So by intuitive hit, I mean that cosmic download, that idea that's kind of floating in your head. You're like, I don't know how to do that. Why would I do that? That's crazy. But here's the thing, those intuitive hits, they don't go away. They actually become louder and louder. And if you've ever had this process happen, you're probably in the middle of it right now. But if you've ever had this process happen, you'll know that those intuitive hits will not go away until you do some sort of act upon them. So yesterday I got one. And it's one that had been in my head for a while, in my heart, on my heart for a while, and yesterday it was, like, so loud, I could no longer ignore it. So I've been really focused on, coaching and also filling my pop video program, and I've been making calls, and I know that, like, I get to make calls, just great. And yesterday I got a little stuck, and this hit came through, and it was like, you get to share your process of making calls for other entrepreneurs because this is what people struggle with all the time. And I'd had this idea before, and yesterday it was like, boom. And I was like, okay, what do I do? And I felt a little bit torn, a little bit stuck. So what I did, this might help you guys with your intuitive hits, is that I have tools that I use, and I've talked about these before. But one of my most favorite tools in the whole entire world, and I've used them for over 20 years, are my angel cards. I've had these cards for, yeah, for, I think I got them on my 19th or 20th birthday. Had these suckers forever. It's healing with the angels. They're really, really super simple. The writer Doreen Virtue, she actually doesn't make these anymore. She decided that her faith took a different turn and doesn't do them anymore. But these have been really helpful for me. And they've been helpful because when I have those intuitive hits, because I am a hyperactive, very creative woman, I have a lot of intuitive hits. And for discernment to organize, I look for extra help. So I use these a lot. And yesterday I used these to structure my hit. And my hit was putting together a workshop on Sunday to support entrepreneurs in actually making offers, getting the offer clear, and actually picking up the phone and calling people. So I'm really excited about that on Sunday. I'm going to drop the link in here. And I used my intuitive gifts as well as my angels to help guide me as to what time it would be, what the content would be, all of those good things. So I'm sharing this with you guys because a lot of times we will have these ideas, we'll have these hits, and we don't move on them. And it's literally, I mean, whatever God or universe, that you connect with or align with, even if it's like little people on your shoulders, there's support out there for us, especially if you feel like you're struggling with something, whether it's your family, your job, your kids, things like that. Like there is support out there. We just can't always see it. And what I found is that a lot of times we're not trusting ourselves. We're not trusting in those hits. I mean, for lack of a better term. And what would it be like if you just leaned in to those ideas? If you actually took action on those ideas. So my idea of my workshop like kept rattling around in my head. It had been, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks. I was even thinking about it when we went away last weekend. And it like wouldn't go away. I was like this nagging like noise. And when I finally like gave it attention instead of like pushing it away, I leaned into it. And when I leaned into it and called in a little extra support, it became so clear to me. So I just want to give that gift to you guys because every single person, every single human on this planet, maybe even some dogs and cats have these gifts. We all have these gifts. And we don't have to struggle. We don't have to struggle with money. We don't have to struggle with time. We don't have to struggle with relationships. The answers to everything we're looking for are right here. It's just up to us to decide if we're ready to listen to them. So, and I do believe that as a coach personally, and as artists and service providers, we are also all those answers to people's prayers and wishes and wants. We could just the answers always come in different forms, and it may not be the form you're expecting. Like somebody might want a lightning bolt to hit them, like to wake up, and maybe they get smacked in the head with a Nerf ball, right? Like, same idea, it's gonna look different. So when we are actually trusting those intuitive hits, we can then act on them. So it's not just having the intuitive hit. Like I kept having this idea about this workshop, video offer boot camp, and I didn't have a name for it yet. And it just like kept having like, okay, I get to teach people how to make offers. Like I get to do this, and I get to create a safe space that people can be in order to practice this thing that's really, really hard for most people. This is why most people are not entrepreneurs. And a lot of people don't make it as entrepreneurs. This is the thing that they don't do. So this hit kept coming, and I hadn't given it any committed action. I hadn't actually sit down and wrote it out. So I took my yellow legal pad that my parents taught me how to use forever ago. It's on my desk. Uh, and then I just wrote down, I picked four cards. Four cards actually fell out of here, which never happens. I was shuffling and like the four clump fell out. And I wrote down the card and then just wrote down whatever came to me, because a lot of times my spirits will channel, and I'll write. I channel when I write. Um, and I had all the answers I needed in that moment. And I said, okay, cool. And the one of the cards was blocked, and it was playfulness, because I wasn't being playful with this. I wasn't being playful. My whole thing's play. So I have another deck, and this deck was given to me by a friend of mine, and they're called Affirmations. I don't know if anyone has this deck. It's really fun. It's 50 card affirmations to help you help yourself without self helpiness. So they're really cute and funny. And a card fell out this morning when I grabbed them to bring them over here. And actually, a bunch fell out, but this is the one that really, really popped. And this card is for all of us. This is for everyone watching today. And on the cards, it's a unicorn with a bunny rabbit riding it. And one of my spiritual spirit animals is named Maurice, and it's a unicorn. And he's been with me for a very long time. But the card for everyone today is joy. So I'm going to read it to you guys, and then we'll get going on with our day, with our Friday. Joy to everything something. I simply need to add joy to it. Joy is like butter. I can put it on anything and it'll make it way better. Today we'll add joy to everything. Really slather it on. Today I am Orville Redenbacher of Joy, and life's popcorn is about to get it. So no matter where you guys are in your life, remember that there's joy. And this workshop that I'm doing this weekend, video offer boot camp, is about really facing something that people really have a hard time with, which is making offers directly, picking up the phone, calling people, being confident in the offer. And if you guys know me by now, you know that I bring the joy. So I hope you'll join me this weekend. It's about 2 hours. It starts at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And the intention is actually that you come out of this workshop with extra cash in your pocket. So I love you guys. I will see you there. I will drop the link in here for the free workshop. And until then, love you guys. See you soon. Bye.